the 21st of November. These are the charts of the day, and as we do every Thursday, a swing review. There are a couple dozen left that are active. Let's take a look at them. AAOI, obviously, and still in play with a beautiful rising channel and having just accelerated out of a week-long flag and popped from just a few days ago, 26, to today's high of 38.86. Now, it's technically accelerated through the top of the channel, the way I've drawn it. And so what I'm looking at is maybe an acceleration even further, but you got to be careful here. It could reverse at any moment. Your next target, 48. Atomera popped out of the little coil after reversing direction, broke out, and we gave you a swing. The stock has run from 3.5, 3/4 to 7.5 before backing off, and then today popped right back another 14, 15% today, looking pretty good for a fifth wave potentially to 8 or 9. BE exploded and then ran into a little bit of a wall near 25. If we can get through that 25, 25, 12 range, 28 and 32 are targets. Flex broke out of the base, pulled back, and then ran up near target. The channel top is right in his range here, but we had a gap yesterday that had a follow through today. I think it isn't done yet, but it might be a 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth wave top coming into play here on an acceleration. We'll see. Target 43, 44. GRRR popped out, pulled back. The angle changed. Looks a little bit more like this now. Nevertheless, I think it looks higher. We have a three-wave corrected back to the trend line. It looks like it's snapping back. If I can get this through 4 3/4, I would look for 5 3/4 and 6.5. INDI popped, exploded on a big volume. We gave a swing on it and then backed off quite a bit more than I wanted to see, but it did hold the moving averages and the VWAP in particular and snapped back 2 days ago. Then it stalled yesterday, and today it may have resumed that advance. We need to get this over 480, then your target's 5.5 and 6. IONQ monster move, literally from the early September trading at 6.5. It's gone to the low 30s, five-fold increase. And this is along 1, 2, 3. It paused and continued to accelerate. I'm not sure how far they can take this. It's extended, so be careful. And today's low is your stop, under 27 3/4. LAC exploded. We put a swing on it, then went to target number 1 and backed off, forming a large wedge. It looks like it's going to hold and go again. And if it does, we get to 4.5. We're looking at 5.5 and 6.5. LITE broke out back in here. We put a swing on it, ran up and backed off and tested support and then ran. It's a long 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can encourage some of you to sell it when it reaches near 90, but it's backed off and it's come on again. If it can get up to, across today's high, over 90.5, we might see the stock at 98 to 102. LUNR, 1, 2, 3, 4, long coil broke out and it's run beautifully to my targets. It kind of double topped in the 14. 75.80 zone, you get through that one, and you might very well extend this towards 1920. MULN popped today out of a coil, and I put a swing on it because I believe it's about to take that out, but it didn't yet, so I might have been anticipating. Be careful. If it gets above 360, 65 with volume, it could take off into the 4, 5, 6 range. NANX, this low price puppy broke out of a long base, formed the wedge and broke out, and now it's pulled back. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe have to consolidate for a few more days, but I think we're headed to 3.5 and 5. NNE in the nuclear power generating group, explosive looking, breakout day, volume 10 million, added to 24%, target is 37. NXL can now flagging for a week after a nice run up. It needs to get to 435.40, then you're looking at 5.5, 6.5. OKLO, the other power generator, after wedging for a month, is now popped today in big time, jumping 337 or 16%. Volume was a hefty 25 million. I believe if we get to the double top at 27.5, you're headed to 33 and 37. ONON, swing trade, broke out, ran up to the target, consolidated, ran up again, pulled back. Right now it's retesting the recent high. My target's 58. PLL broke a wedge to the downside yesterday and reversed sharply today. It's still in play because it didn't break support and around the 9 3/4 range, 965 I think was stopped. We hit 977. Don't let it get below that. Sweet greens broke out, backed off, held secondary support right there. Trend line change now. It looks like this. We get up through here, you might see 48. SMR, the other nuclear power generator, I think could hit the 32.3, maybe high 30s before this one's done. SPIR broke out, pulled back, we put a swing on it. It's run right back up again. My target 17 and 19. SSYS broke out of a beautiful base, exploded with a gap and filled that gap. And it's holding it. That is your stopping point underneath 8 3/4. My target is 10.5 and 12. Talk running in a nice channel. After breaking out here, we reestablished our old swing, and it's been running ever since. It's got up to 3.5 and backed off, testing the channel bottom and support right around 290. My extension target is 4. TSLL worked great. After it popped, we put a swing on it, ran vertically with the stock, and backed off with the stock, of course. But it held support and ran right back up, and now it's flagging for 4 days. If Tesla can get going, this might very well be 25 and 30. TTI breaking out of a long downtrend and then pulling back to test, then popped, and now it's gone through key resistance today a little bit. But I am looking for a stock to go to 4.5 and 5.25. UIS, Unisys, V bottom, platform breakout, and then a sharp retest, but it held support, gapped right back up again and ran to the first target around 8.5. Next target, 9 3/4, 10. VMEO, breakaway gap, a flag, and then a pullback. As long as the pullback holds the gap, I'm good with it. Stop under 580, targeting 7 3/4 and 9. And finally, VST, the big monster of the nuclear power generators, looks like it's trending, and sharply so. Up another 12.24 or 8% to 166.87 near the high for the day. My target's 188 and 225. Let's look at some of the hot stocks at the TechTrader.com's swing trade list. Good night, everybody.